So it's more about the standing Pilates setup, which helps you to have a good posture, but also to be able to stand for long periods of time. So we use the example of Taraweh, when we have to stand for a long time for the recitation. So often we have like a low back pain, we just feel tired, we just don't know how to hold ourselves. So this will help. It will help when you're standing in front of your sink, or if you just have to stand, basically. So we start with the feet. You don't have to see my feet to understand. You just feel that your big toe, your little toe, and your heel are forming a triangle. And by doing that, you just push your knees out a little bit to the side, so that lifts your arches off the floor. So you just do that. And that activates the inner muscle here, and also the outer one. So it's like scaffolding for your legs. Knees are a bit soft. They don't have to be like super tight and super locked. So you're already in that position. The rest is completely relaxed, okay? I'm just not activating anything, just to show you the difference. Then you're going to move on to your pelvic floor, and you remember the visualization of either a little train that has the doors that are closing and then going to a first station, or you can feel, because you're standing, you can feel the idea of a lift. So the doors of the lift are closed. As if you're closing the lift doors, and then just lifting your lift a little bit, and you already feel there's like tension happening here. Then you're moving up, so you've got like completely not so relaxed anymore, because your pelvic floor is now a bit tensed up. You just feel here there's a bit of tension, but you want to contract. So you just basically, you can see my stomach is out, and I'm just drawing it. So it's not doing a hollowing of your stomach and going like this. It's not going to work, because you're just hunch up when you do that. You just have to kind of just squeeze very gently. So just lifting your navel a little bit towards the spine, but also upwards. So all of a sudden, you see, I have to stand a little bit straighter, and that allows for the diaphragm to be more free, to be able to open and close when you're breathing. The breathing takes place here. Inhale, exhale. In the rib cage. That's when we do Pilates, okay? Because you have to keep that contraction. So also, when you do this contraction of this the TVA, which is the transversus abdominis, that sheet of muscle that's deep down here, and acts like a corset and zips at the front, exactly where my zip is, between the rib cage and the hips. You can feel it if you go just under the rib cage and you cough. It's activating. You just do this. There's a little bit of tension here. Imagine you're just tightening like a notch on the belt. So say about notch 2. So you've got number 2 here for your like 20% contraction in your pelvic floor, 20% here, tension in your deep sheet down here. Visualize by kind of drawing the navel to the spine, but it's not exactly physically what you have to do, because otherwise, as I said, you would hollow up. And breathing a little bit from this rib cage, shoulders relax in their back pockets. So again, see how much more open my chest is, so better air can come in, I can breathe better. And then the chin, the final thing is the chin. Instead of being forward, just draw it a little bit in, as if you're resting against your headrest in your car. We don't like to do that as women, because we kind of feel, oh, it's going to show my double, treble, quadruple chin. But you know, the body doesn't care about how you look. The body cares about benefits from you standing properly. So that chin a bit drawn in. And then the final thing is like you pull like a thread here at the top, just at the crown, the top of your head. And that's it. So I've started from here, I'm quite hunched up. I've got issues with the position of my general posture. So this would be how it would be constantly. And imagine, I can't breathe properly. I'm all relaxed. I'm not using my core to like my natural scaffolding to hold me up. But that's it. I'm just going to now move on to my feet. I'm just a bit more outward. My knees pushed out. My legs. Now I'm going to work on just tensioning a little bit my pelvic floor. Then tensioning a little bit my core, my TVA. That's it. I will have to lift up automatically. I have to lift up. And then breathe, shoulders back. And then on this position, I can show you the hips, what's happening with the tilting of the hips. Because again, you can see I still have quite a big curve, and it's tightening my lower back muscles and lengthening those ones. So I can't really contract my TV as much as I should. So here you've got the pointy bits of your hips, and it's like a bowl of soup. So I go forward a lot. There's a big, oh, that's really uncomfortable. And my soup is kind of spilling from the front. So all I have to do, look at my hand, and just have to tilt my pelvis back. That's forward, and that's back. So this is basically tucking my tailbone a little bit down, lifting this forward. My hip bone is sitting more over my knees, and then I am able to really rest. So there's a better distribution of weight between the front and the back. Some of you, you know who you are. Some of you are the opposite. You have a very flat back. So I can't do it, obviously, because my body structure, but your legs would be straight, okay? But you're very flat back with the hips forward, and it's tight, and it's the opposite. So what you have to do in your position is just tilt your pelvis a little bit forward. If you're not sure which one you are, you can ask me, I'll tell you. And so you have to kind of go a bit more forward to push things out, and more, basically the idea is evening out front and the back.